Hey, Boris. Hey, Boris. Look. Look. This guy wants to know how to get a job in the game industry. Should we tell him the truth? We don't know. We don't know. But we do know some things to look out for. And anybody who tells you that they do know, especially if anybody who charges you money to help you get a job in the game industry, has no idea what they're talking about and they're scamming you. Right? Because it changes all the time. And it's changing right now radically. What used to work doesn't, right? There's a point where you could have just gone to a video game school, graduated, and gotten a job. And one of the things is, think about then, do you want to work at AAA? Do you want to work at AA? Do you want to work at Super Indie? Do you want to work at a startup? Do you want to just pool together with your friends? Are you talking to other developers out there? Are you talking to people in your community? Every city has a community around it that helps each other, right? And Seattle's really popular place to make games, and so because of that, there's a lot of really popular indie devs who are talking. So if you want to go the indie dev route, that's really strong and powerful. I used to travel around. I used to have to talk to mayors and governors, and be like, how do we get jobs in the game industry in our little city? It was always grab some big giant developer and let them fail. See Guilford. But it's true. It's like it's look, and online you have different communities. So go find a community that fits you. But if you can find one local that you can actually talk with people, that's super helpful. And you'll get to know each other, right? And you get to see like how you like to work, who you like to work with, and go that route. But really avoid anybody who tells you that they're going to get you a job in the game industry or that they're going to help you make a successful indie game. There's a YouTube channel. I had finally blocking on YouTube. Thank you for that. Because he's giving you a game clinic on how to make better indie games, and you could pay to have a one-on-one with him, and he'll coach you. Dude, if the dude's never made an indie game, and if he could make successful indie games, do you know what he would be doing? He would be making successful indie games, or at least his videos would look as crappy as mine. And he surely wouldn't be charging you to go hang out, right? And so, like, if you're an indie dev or if you're somebody looking for a job, I've talked with somebody who's went from the community to being a developer recently. And we had lunch. Like, I'll talk with people all the time because I learn a lot from that. And one of the things I learned right now is if you're an older dude in particular, man, whatever you used to get paid, you're never going to get paid again. Just got to accept that. The other thing is, it's hard out there right now. And it's really uncertain. And a lot of people are preying on that. And so you have a lot of these guys. And can I just say this to fellow devs like me? Hey, go look at the YouTube channel before you agree to the interview. Because there's some people you shouldn't be promoting because they're scamming people. We got to start calling it what it is, and that's a scam. Right? They're saying, if you go to my Patreon and I'll teach you how to be an indie dev. I'm a failed indie dev, but go to my Patreon, magically. I know how to teach. I don't know how to do. Right? And it's like, no, right? And so many people are preying on these devs out there, people who want to get into the job industry. I mean, some recent people that I know that had success, one was right from our own Discord. They solved a bunch of problems for us early on, just simple, stupid problems. They were always super nice and easy to work with. And so then we got them part-time to help doing the community stuff, and then full-time, and then when we let them... this is why people use euphemisms for this. When we changed direction, when we reduced headcount, when we reduce staff, them find another job, and squirmy, help them find another job, and now they have this amazing job, and they're super successful, and that was hard work, but every single time they were given the opportunity for hard work, they succeeded. And being easy to work with and working hard is a great way to get in a job in the game industry. And then other people, I don't know, right? Like, I'm not saying do free work for me and that's how you're gonna get in the game industry, because that's another scam, right? And that just kind of happened to work that way. But then I was really cognizant of that and understanding of that, right? And so we have like community developers in our community, and I'm flat out honest with them, right? Like, there's no money in this right here this way, but I like working with you, and if you're going to go apply for something and you need a letter of reference, let me know. I'm more than happy to. But yeah, it's hard out there, right? And And so one of the things when it's hard out there is invest in yourself. So learn, which seems like you're doing. Reach out to people. Making games is a community thing. Even though like I don't share what I'm working on directly, I still talk about it some, and I'm still part of a community, and I'm still part of a community where there are people who I talk about what I'm making. I'll share at some point. And then if you want to learn, sometimes people take classes for that, and they do pay for that, and sometimes that's good for some people. I think a lot of those times you don't actually learn; you're just following the class. I find I'm still learning Unreal, and often I will just ask myself a question like, how do I do something, and then follow it, and then read the video, and then maybe I'll learn like a function or a parameter I didn't know about or something. But even there, like a lot of people are making these videos who have never shipped a game, and they're really unperformant, they're really bad. Even though here's somebody like who has never shipped a game. I don't think Ali Zahari. Sorry, I went and actually looked to see how to pronounce his name, and I could not find it. So sorry about that. But like he does really good breakdowns and really technical and really cares about performance. And so even though he hasn't shipped a big game that I'm aware of, I don't care. I'm not a member of his Patreon. I should be. He really gives good advice and is really good. And there's others. Like if you go to Reddit, you can find some others like that. But like for him, for all these coverage, he uses behavior trees over state trees, and I wanted to learn state trees, and so I learned state trees because I think they're the future of the way Unreal's going. But so that's fine. That's fine. Like some are good, some are like, but still the way he thinks about and talks about things and organizes things and structures things is super important and helpful. Because if you're going to work with other people, you need to learn that kind of stuff. And are you using source control? Like learn all those kind of things. And then talk with people. And so it's fine reaching out to me, but I have no answer and no way to do it. I mean, I got a job swearing at people. Just try that. Yeah, I don't know. But just really be worried about anybody who tells you how to do it. Because unless they are actively getting people hired every single day, they're lying, they're scamming you. And there's just so many people out there now, especially a bunch of YouTubers, that are just preying on this desire to get a job in the game industry, and they're being really dishonest about it. And that really sucks. And Boris would like you to know, how many breakfasts do we have written down for you already this morning? How many? Be honest. 7. This is going to be breakfast 7. Well, actually, it's afternoon, so it's lunch. So it's reasonable that you're freaking out and wanting more food. He's getting big. He's getting big. He's getting big. That's why we track his food. What if we play laser instead? We play laser instead of eating? No, you want food. All right.